going to dive in this morning, and we're really going to talk a little bit about who we are, first of all, where we're going as a company. We're going to be talking about where cryptocurrency first came from. Where did it all start? We're going to be talking about where it's going, its future. We're going to be talking about who the players are that are currently involved in this space right now. We're also going to be diving into how to capitalize on the current digital currency trends that are happening right now here around the world. And finally, we're going to be talking about some different resources that Summer and I are personally using to educate ourselves as well as capitalize on what's taking place here in the cryptocurrency market. So first of all, I want to start with a disclaimer. You know, it's important that we protect the house. It's important that you understand that I'm not a registered financial advisor, so nothing that I say today should be considered financial advice. When it comes to cryptocurrency, past performance does not dictate future performance. There's risk here, just like there is in the stock market or anything else. So you want to be smart about it. You don't want to go sell your house or leverage your home and go into debt to be able to get involved in the cryptocurrency space. There's a number of ways that you can get started and get involved, and we're going to be talking about those today. So first of all, let me just give you a little bit of an overview of who we are and what we do. We are a 4-year-old company. And the company name is Wealth Generators. We're in the process right now of rebranding that company and relaunching it next month as a company called Kuvera. What's a rebrand? A rebrand is where we take the foundation of a company that's been in business for 4 years. They are doing business in 50 countries around the world. They have a fantastic infrastructure, but we're changing not just the web, not just the sign on the building, but we're changing the community, the culture. We're changing the products, the compensation plan. So essentially what we're doing is we're relaunching a brand new company that's focused 100% around cryptocurrency. What's exciting about that is that you get the best of both worlds. You get the excitement of something new that's just launching, but you get the stability of something that's been around for 4 years. We're a publicly traded company, which is very important. It's all about transparency, all about making sure that we provide a safe and legal and ethical environment for people to come and get involved in the cryptocurrency space. We're providing education. We're filling the gap. Right now, there's so many people. If you just, I've been having so many conversations with people about cryptocurrency. And if I ask someone, what do you know about crypto mining, or are you doing anything in the crypto space, or do you know anybody that's made money? They always say the same thing. You know what? I really want to start learning more about cryptocurrency. So we're helping people to learn the different ways that you can get involved, the different ways that you can capitalize on what's happening right now. We also provide state-of-the-art mining equipment. And for those of you that don't know what mining is, don't worry. We're going to get into that a little bit more here later on in the presentation. We also provide proof of mining to all of our customers, which is very important. Right now, because cryptocurrency is so hot, you know what? We've seen a number of different companies that have rushed into this industry, and I'll be straight, they haven't done it right. A lot of the companies that are playing in the cryptocurrency and MLM space at the same time, they're operating in the gray area at best. And so that creates an opportunity for a company to come along and really be the white hat in this space. And that's essentially what we're doing. And proof of mining is a big part of that. We don't provide or offer any guarantees. You've seen companies that are out there that are offering, 1% or 2% per day. Here's a newsflash. That's illegal. You can't offer any guarantees. We're not pulling any funds together. We don't need to raise any capital. We have a tremendous backing and financial support. We are strategically partnered with one of the largest mining companies in the world, so we don't need to raise any capital from our current distributors. We're headquartered in Salt Lake City, Utah. We have a beautiful office in downtown Salt Lake. If you ever are in Salt Lake, feel free to drop on by. So let's get into it this morning. So let's talk a little bit about what people are saying about digital currency. I've been researching a lot of thought leaders lately. I was reading, Richard Branson just recently hosted 30 of the most brilliant minds in cryptocurrency on his private island, where he brought them together really to talk about how they can advance the cryptocurrency or the digital currency markets. He's now invested in over 30 different companies inside of cryptocurrency. If you look at the thought leaders that are out there today, most of them believe that digital currency is the future. Bill Gates included says the future of money is digital currency. So let's talk a little bit about where it all started, the beginning. So Bitcoin, has anybody heard about Bitcoin lately, or anybody seen anything about Bitcoin in their news feeds? Bitcoin was first born in 2008, and it was the first decentralized currency. What does that mean? It means that no one controls it. Think about who controls our currency here in the United States. We have the Federal Reserve. And we trust these banks and these central authorities with our money. They have complete control over it as to what amount of money needs to be printed and circulated. And in most cases, there's nothing transparent or federal about these secretive or central authorities. So cryptocurrency is the idea that we can take back power and control of our own money, and that we can transact in a much cleaner, a much more efficient way. It provides us with a currency and a payment network that we can control ourselves, and we don't have to rely on any single entity to create or to help us transact. So in essence, what we have is an open ledger referred to as the blockchain, and it's all about transparency. You know, my personal opinion, it's funny because, you know, I've been in network marketing for 14 years, and I teach that there's nothing more expensive than a closed mind. Yet when digital currency came my way about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, I remember thinking, someone tried to explain it to me. And I remember just thinking, no, thank you, I'm going to pass. And then I remember seeing Bitcoin when it was just getting started and it wasn't even at 1,000 yet. And I was just like, it's too, I just don't understand it. It hit 1,000. And then I thought, wow, man, now it's at 1,000. There's no way I'm going to get involved now. And then I watched it go up through the spring into the summertime. I think it hit around 3,000. And then I remember thinking, gosh, man, why didn't I get involved when it was 1,000? And I'm sure some of you probably went through this same process. And then, of course, it kept climbing and climbing. And I started to pay more attention to what was happening in this space. I had friends that were making a tremendous amount of money in this space. And I finally, I went from being a skeptic to observing to becoming interested, starting to dabble, to becoming very, very excited about what's happening in this space. And the more that I educate myself, the more excited that I become. My personal opinion is that cryptocurrency, it's here to stay. And the reason why is because it's faster, because it's cleaner, because it's more accessible, because it's harder to counterfeit, because it's cheaper, because it's free of government oversight, at least for right now. And it gives you the ultimate control over your money. So that's what's so exciting about it. And when you see the major players that are already accepting cryptocurrency, you have to start asking, is this really the future here? You've got Expedia, Microsoft, Tesla, Hitachi, eBay, Overstock.com, all of these different companies that are already recognizing cryptocurrency as a valid form of currency. Now, somebody asked me just the other day, they said, well, wait a second, Travis, but what backs it? What backs it? The US dollar, it's backed by the gold standard. And I says, no, wait a second. It was actually removed from the gold standard back in the 70s. There's nothing that backs the US dollar other than that it's widely recognized as a currency that is of value for purchasing or exchanging goods and services. And so as long as it's widely recognized as something of value as a payment currency, that's what backs it. And you know what? What we're seeing right now is the exact same thing happening with cryptocurrency. There's over 96 countries actively involved in cryptocurrency. To put it into perspective of how big cryptocurrency is, we now have a market cap that's approaching $800 billion in this space. So what does that mean? It means that if you added up all of the cryptocurrencies in the world, we're talking about $800 billion already in circulation. Well, in comparison to the US dollar, there's only 1.5 trillion US dollars currently in circulation, and we're already approaching 800 billion in cryptocurrency. Some people speculate that cryptocurrency could overtake the US dollar when it comes to circulation in the next 12 to 24 months. To put it into perspective, Coinbase is the world's most popular place to buy and sell Bitcoin. They have over 12 million users, and they're adding 50 to 100,000 people per day. That's more than the entire Charles Schwab brokerage. And then, of course, you have companies like Goldman Sachs that are now admitting, hey, cryptocurrency, this is real money. So I want to ask you a question. How many of you recognize these two guys right here? Anybody recognize them? drop into the chat box. If they look familiar to you, if you've seen them before, drop a little I in the comment section below. I'll give you a little hint, okay, of who they might be or who they are. So here's your hint. So these are the Winklevoss brothers. This is from the movie The Facebook, right? These are the guys that originally came up with this idea called Facebook. And they went to Mark Zuckerberg and they said, hey, listen, we've got this idea. Will you help us build it? And he took off with that idea and he ran with it and it became Facebook as we know it today. But the Winklevoss brothers were eventually paid a tremendous amount of money because it was conceptually their idea. So they settled and they got a tremendous amount of money. Well, where did they put that money is the question. They chose to put their money into the cryptocurrency markets. And as a result of that, they have now become multi-billionaires because they saw an opportunity in this space. They've also started their own coin, which is now trading on the NASDAQ. Think about that. You actually have a cryptocurrency that is coin that is actually traded on the NASDAQ. So let's get into how people are making money in this space. So buying and holding is a very popular strategy. We see that a lot right now. You know, people were, especially with Bitcoin, you know, people were buying Bitcoin and hoping that it would go up. And hopefully you saw the dip over the last few weeks and you took advantage of it because it was on sale and it's been climbing back up and inching back up over the last week. So we're seeing a nice resurgence again. But there's opportunity there. What people don't realize is that Bitcoin shares the stage with over 1,400 other coins. So this is just one coin, and you have an opportunity to be able to go in and you can buy this currency and you can hold it in your coin wallet. And of course, over time, the hope is that, you know, the value will continue to go up as cryptocurrency becomes more widely accepted, more recognized, and of course, the value continues to go up. So buying and holding is a very popular strategy. And then you have trading it. Trading it is, you know, there's opportunity on both sides of the coin, no pun intended, when it comes to trading. You can make money when the markets are up. You can make money when the markets are down. There's different opportunities and different strategies that are there, but you can trade it. It certainly is a little bit more intensive, does require a little bit more education, but there's a lot of money to be made when it comes to trading it. Then there's ICOs. ICOs are new companies that are launching their own coin. You know, it's the old IPO where a company was going public and you had a chance to get involved and maybe buy some shares early on. You can do the same thing here. You can buy coin in some cases for pennies on the dollar, and you can go and research the white papers on these companies. You can research all about the owners, their track record for success, the vision that they have. And a lot of these ICOs right now are focused around supporting the blockchain. Adding value to the blockchain. You know, the analogy I would give you is it's a lot like, you know, back in 1995 when the internet first came out, a lot of people didn't understand it. You know, some people even said, it's a fad, it's not going to stay here. But there were some early adopters, some visionaries that said, you know what, this is going to be huge. And so we started to see a lot of different companies that popped up, and that led to the dot-com bubble. And out of that dot-com bubble, we saw some companies like Amazon and eBay all came from that. So the hope is that you can get involved with one of these companies in the early stages for pennies on the dollar, and one of them becomes that next eBay, one of them becomes that next, you know, Overstock.com or Amazon, and you have a chance to be able to capitalize as the value of those coins go up. And then there's mining. And I have to tell you guys, for me, mining, like, I didn't understand it when I first started researching it. You know, when I hear the term mining, like, I think of guys like my grandfather was a coal miner, right? Back in the day. You know, I think of guys that are going into these caves with helmets on. It's nothing like that. We're talking about digital mining. And so that's what we're going to be talking about here over the next few minutes. I'm a big fan of mining. The question is what does all this mean for you with crypto? Well, first of all, what I want you to understand is you're not late to the party. A lot of people say to me, gosh, you know, I wish I would have gotten involved in, you know, Bitcoin when it first launched. Well, think about this. That's just the first coin. Again, there's over 1,400 coin, and we're really here at the very beginning. You know, if you think about any time that something comes along that challenges the status quo, that completely disrupts the way that we've been doing things, I want you to think about history for a moment. Think about how we usually, what happens, the process. Well, first of all, we usually oppose anything that you know, change, it requires change. We'll do almost anything we can to stay inside of our comfort levels. So usually when something new comes along, we oppose it, sometimes even violently if you go back in history and look. And then there's the early adapters that come along. The early adapters say, hey, look, you know what? This actually makes sense. This is a good idea. Now, the mainstream media is still kind of following it, but they're not really, they're like, I don't know. I'm a little bit leery about that. But then what happens over time, these visionaries, these entrepreneurs, they get involved and they take that vision and they run with it. And during that period of time, fortunes are created. And then the masses say, well, I like this. This kind of makes sense. But there's always those people that are carrying the torch that go first. And that's really where we are right now. So you're not late to the party. The wealthiest cryptocurrency players have yet to get involved in this space. So there's different opportunities and ways to capitalize on these trends. You can trade, you can provide technology, help facilitate the transactions. You can buy and hold, there's mining. And here's the thing, some of these things require a lot of time and resources and knowledge. And that's why I'm excited about what I'm doing right now, because I am involved in an education program that I'm learning about all of these things. For me, it's not just about one strategy. I like mining, and I'm going to talk to you about mining in a moment because I think it's an unbelievable opportunity. But for me, it's a bigger picture. It's about over the next 3 to 5 years, building wealth, capitalizing on what happens inside of the cryptocurrency markets, but educating myself enough that I know the strategies of buying and holding and what to look for when it comes to ICOs. Those are the things that I'm super excited about right now. And that's why I'm doing this presentation. It's the reason why I'm here with sharing this information with you this morning. In business, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years. And those of you that know me know that I like simple, I like duplicatable systems. That's the only way that you can build a large company, a large organization that potentially could go around the world, is if you have a simple duplication system. Now, I also like to work smart. I like to work smart, not hard. At this stage of where I'm at in my life, I'm looking for opportunities that are high speed, low drag. I don't want opportunities that are going to require a great deal of my time or a great deal of my capital. So I'm looking for opportunities that allow me to be able to get involved, but potentially still focus on some other income producing assets that I'm interested in as well. I also like to be an early adopter. Some people, they want to come in after it's, safe and steady. And here's the thing. For me, I've learned that if you can position yourself in the beginning stages of a movement that has all of the signs of becoming really the next big thing, the next giant, even inside of this industry, in this space, there's a tremendous amount of money that can be made. And I love to be a part of shaping the culture of something. And so for me, I like to play in this environment. And again, when it comes to Kuvera, you couldn't find a better opportunity than a company that's 4 years old and publicly traded, but yet they're just launching. So that's something that's super exciting to me. I want to talk to you about Aesop's fable for a moment. Some of you might remember the story of the goose that laid the golden eggs. So there's this farmer, and he's got this goose, and every day it's laying a golden egg. And he's starting to get wealthy, starting to get rich, but he got so greedy that he eventually killed his own goose. Why? Because he thought, I've got enough eggs, and maybe if I kill it, I don't have to wait. I don't have to just wait for one a day. Maybe I can get, open this goose up and get all kinds of eggs at one time. Well, here's the question that comes out of that fable. Which was more valuable? Was the egg more valuable, or was the goose more valuable? I want you to think about that question for just a moment as we dive into crypto mining. So first of all, cryptocurrency mining, in short, is it's digital. So we're digitally mining rather than rather than being produced by a government. So again, a currency is produced by a government. A government can, our Federal Reserve can decide when to print more money, and it's in their hands. So cryptocurrencies are digitally mined rather than produced by a government. And what it is these sophisticated computers and software, and they're going out and they're solving these mathematical equations and being rewarded in cryptocurrency for doing so. And essentially what they're doing is they're solving these equations so that the transactions can be recorded on the blockchain. So they're solving mathematical sequences or problems digitally. And cryptocurrency mining really includes two key functions. Again, adding, securing, and verifying transactions to the blockchain, or releasing or producing new currency. So in simple terms, crypto mining, it's the goose, right? Would you rather have, cryptocurrency? I could go, spend $1,000 today and I could go buy, one coin of Ethereum approximately based on today's pricing. Or would it be better to have the machine that actually produces Ethereum? That's the difference. And that's why I'm super excited about cryptocurrency and what we're doing here. So we have been able to establish a relationship with one of the largest mining companies in the world. They're doing over $300 million per month in mining. We have facilities in Hong Kong, Iceland, Norway, and Romania. And what's exciting is you could go get into mining yourself. Like if you wanted to start mining, you could go online, you could do all the research, you could buy the equipment. First of all, it's expensive. It's very difficult to set up, so you've really got to know what you're doing. You've got to know what direction to point that equipment because there's a number of different coin that you can mine. And the mining is all based around the difficulty of the coin that you're trying to mine. So it gets complicated. I actually read an article my friend Sean shared this morning of a house that burnt down, or I think it was an apartment complex that burnt down. And it's because the equipment operates so hot as well. So you've got to know how to cool it and keep your facilities cool. That's not high speed, low drag to me. So what we've done is we've, the barrier of entry is so high. So what we've done is we've created an easy way for the average person to get involved with crypto mining. Essentially what we're doing is we're offering 1,200-day leases. So you can purchase a lease. And the mining company holds the equipment, they facilitate it, they run it, they operate it, and you get paid daily in your coin wallet. So let me give you an example, first of all, of how it works. So we use a proprietary algorithm to determine the most profitable cryptocurrencies to mine at any given time. The algorithm, it diversifies what is being mined to reduce some of the risks associated with mining cryptocurrency. Once again, difficulties in these coins change. And so if you don't know what you're doing, it can become costly pretty quick. And so we actually have a proprietary algorithm that does all of the work for you, and it mitigates the risk that goes into cryptocurrency mining. And we're currently mining right now Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Dash, and Monero, just to name a few. Coins can be added at any given time, but these are the ones that we're mining currently at this time. The way that it works is there's a one-time $99 lease setup fee per contract, and then you can decide what level that you want to get started with. So we have the generator, which is $500, and you can see the current hash rates and a 1,200-day mining, the $1,000, the $2,500, and the $5,000. So once again, what are you getting? You're leasing equipment, and we're one of the only companies in the world that provides proof of mining. So what I mean by that is there's literally companies that are out there that they're saying that they're mining, but when you go and you start doing research about these companies, first of all, number one, red flag, you cannot figure out who the owners are. Like there's no owners whatsoever on the company. Our company is owned by Ryan Smith and Chad Miller. They've been, on Wall Street, and now they've been in the financial education and literacy space for the last 20 years. Again, all about transparency. So a lot of these companies, you can't even figure out who the owners are. But what they're doing is they're saying, hey, look, we're mining, but then when they're hard pressed to provide proof of mining, one company in particular actually went as far as to say, yeah, we're partnered with Genesis Mining. And Genesis Mining heard about it and said, we've never even heard of you guys before. We're not doing business with you. And nor will we ever do business with you. And so what they really were is they're a Ponzi scheme. They're just taking the new money that comes in the door to pay the old money. And you've really got to watch out for these things. And there's a lot of them that are out there. So we provide proof of mining to all of our customers, different options that are available. The $5,000 option is probably our most popular option right now. And let me show you why that is. So first of all, logistically, how does it work? There's a one-time setup fee. After the lease contracts are executed, the mining starts within 7 to 10 days. Now, this is very important. We never touch your money. You actually get a contract directly with the mining company, and after your contract is set up, you start seeing daily deposits that start coming into your coin wallet. That's your money. You can decide every day if you want to cash it out, or you can decide if you want to leave it in there and let that balance build a little bit and see what's happening in the markets. You can also take advantage of a program that we have called the Maximizer program that allows you, once you get to a certain point in your account, to purchase another mining contract. and let that build up. And once you hit a certain level in your account, you purchase another mining contract. Summer and I are taking advantage of the Maximizer program. Why? Because this is a long-term play for me. I'm not looking to live off of $25 per day that, you know, might come in from the mining contracts, or depending on what the value is of Ethereum that day. What I like is the opportunity to be able to compound and continue to get more mining contracts in place. And over an extended period of time, it exacerbates, it amplifies the amount of results that we're getting. Exponentially grows is the word I'm looking for, that we're getting. And so that's what we're excited about. The mining returns are paid in Ethereum. So whatever coin wallet that you use, you just have to make sure that it accepts Ethereum. And our contracts are only available for purchase with Bitcoin and with Bankwire. Now, I want to give you an example of what mining looks like. So I could go buy $5,000 of Ethereum today. And actually, the price has gone up in Ethereum over the last week. And so, you know, I would end up with about 5.5 Ethereum if it was based on today's pricing. And that's just, even, you can just see, even in a week, just the fluctuation. And that's what's so exciting. That's one of the reasons why people are coming into this space, because you just don't, you know, there's so much excitement around it, and there's so much opportunity because of these fluctuations. And some people say, well, yeah, but it goes down. And what happens if it goes down? Look, I'm not, for me, this is a long-term play. And if you believe in cryptocurrency, and you believe that we're at the beginning, and you believe that there's only going to be a greater demand for it over a period of time, the value is going to go up. That's my personal opinion. So again, I could buy $5,000 of Ethereum, and I'd end up with about 5.5 Ethereum coin today in my coin wallet. At the end of 3 years, if Ethereum didn't change in value, what do I have? I still have the same $5,000 that I started with. Let me give you an example of our mining contracts. So based on today's current hash rates, $5,000, if I were to go do a 1,200-day mining contract, again, based on today's hash rates, you would end up with approximately 22 Ethereum in your coin wallet. So I'm seeing right now anywhere from 0.01, 35 to 0.0154 Ethereum that's deposited into my account every day. Now, I won't talk dollar amounts. Why? Because the fluctuation of Ethereum, the value of Ethereum changes every day. But I'm not necessarily concerned about that. What I'm interested in is that consistency over an extended period of time, because what I want to do is I just want to build up the overall amount of Ethereum that I have. Why? Because at that point, I have options. I can trade it. I can get involved in ICOs. I can do other things. But at the end of the mining contract, even if Ethereum stayed the same, I still win. And that's why I love mining so much. We have a concierge service that starts at $25,000. I had a gentleman yesterday who decided to get started on a $25,000 mining contract. So, there's different options that are available, and we can certainly, the concierge service starts out at $25,000. Now, let's talk a little bit about the education side. I'm really excited about this. So we've just introduced our beta called Crypto Edge, the beta technology that we have. First of all, there's so many people that want to learn about cryptocurrency right now. I put a post up on my wall the other day. Hundreds of people responded. Then all I was asking was essentially, how do you fit in? Like, where are you at with cryptocurrency? Are you a skeptic? Are you wanting to learn more? Are you dabbling with it, or are you all in? 80% of the people that replied said, I want to learn more. I really want to learn more about this space. And so you don't have to look very far to find people. So we're filling that gap. What we have is we have we have webinars that are done daily by professional crypto traders. And these guys are the best of the best. These guys are experts. And what they're doing is they're teaching everything from foundational. So things like, how do you set up a coin wallet? What coin wallet should you use? Are there measures that you should take to protect your coin wallet? All the way through to what should you be looking at if you want to start buying and holding coin, or how do you really analyze an ICO? If I want to start trading a little bit, what does that look like? So you're learning about the foundation of the cryptocurrency space all the way through to some of the most advanced techniques that are available. And I'm telling you guys, these webinars are fantastic. I mean, they're outstanding. And then, of course, we're going to be introducing a full suite called Crypto One next month, shortly after our launch. And that's going to include trading bots with a proven track record for success, which I'm super excited about. And then, of course, some different options like account mirroring, where you can literally mirror your account, set it up to make the same trades that the experts are making. and it'll do everything that they do, which I'm excited about as well. So, we really have something for everyone, right? Whether you want to just come over here and start learning. And by the way, the Crypto Edge product, it's $89 per month. There's a one-time $10 fee to set it up. So it's $99 the first month and then $89 a month after that. So extremely reasonably priced. As far as the mining contracts, they're simple and easy to do. You watch an overview, you purchase your crypto agreement, and you basically set up your coin wallet. 7 to 10 days later, you start getting daily deposits of Ethereum in your account. I like what John McAfee says here. John McAfee, of course, wrote the McAfee virus software. Definitely a thought leader and a visionary. And he agrees with people like Elon Musk and people like Howard Schultz, who started Starbucks, and Richard Branson. He says that you can't stop crypto. It'll be everywhere, and the world will have to readjust. And again, one of my success principles that I've subscribed to is the key to success is just figuring out where people are going and getting there faster. And right now, we know where everyone is going. We know that people are going to the cryptocurrency markets, and that's what's so exciting, and that's what's creating the opportunity. Now, I'm also a big believer in just wealth building in general. I'm going to stop sharing this for just a moment, and I'm going to pull out my whiteboard. Those of you that know me know I speak 2 languages, English and whiteboard. So there is a strategy that every financial guru that is teaching wealth building principles, there's a strategy that I subscribe to. And it's focused around building wealth. I want to get myself to the point where I can declare my financial freedom day, okay? Let me tell you what the definition is of your financial freedom day. It's the day that you no longer have to trade time for dollars. You can do the things that you want to do rather than the things that you have to do. So how do you build wealth? So first of all, number one, the worst place that you can be to build wealth is if you are collecting linear income. Linear income is essentially where you're trading time for dollars. So if I'm going to a job every day, it's very difficult to get ahead. Why? Because there's only so much time in the day. You have no leverage working for you. So the first thing that they teach is you need to start developing residual income. You got to start developing residual income, and there's different ways that you can do that. Now, my strategy is to acquire what's called IPAs, income producing assets. And the idea is that you start focusing on an income producing asset. By the way, this could be a network marketing company. This could be real estate. There's a number of different options here to develop residual income. Once you start to generate income from that income producing asset, the idea is that you go and you create or acquire another income producing asset. From there, what do? You go acquire another income producing asset. And pretty soon, you've been able to develop multiple streams of income. Residual income is the key. That's all building to your wealth, which gives you back your time freedom. That's the key. That's residual income. So what I'm excited about with what we're doing here is we have one of the most exciting residual income producing assets that I've ever seen before in network marketing. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take just a 60-second pause. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I know that some of you came here this morning with the hope just to learn a little bit more about cryptocurrency. Some of you came here this morning maybe just to learn a little bit more about how the education works or how the mining side works. And so I want to give you an opportunity to say goodbye. But for those of you that want to know what the business opportunity looks like here, and you want to understand how you can start capitalizing and get a little bit more residual or passive income going for you, and at the same time, take advantage of these huge trends that are happening in the cryptocurrency space, I'm going to invite you to stick with us. I'm going to come back here in about 60 seconds. We're going to give everybody just a chance to, for those that didn't want to participate on that side of things, just to say goodbye, and I'll be right back with you, and we're going to dive into exactly how the Kuvera business opportunity works.